The evolution of the outbuilding starts today. We're taking the first step in the long journey to developing the outbuilding. A couple weeks back, I launched a campaign to raise capital to have this outbuilding cemented and finished so I could have a functioning butcher shop. The campaign was a complete failure. Complete failure. It did not get funded at all. Is he stuck?
No. Put Amarin, leave it.
I got a second bid from a different contractor who was willing to do the cement work in here for a lot cheaper than the first bid I got. So even though the campaign wasn't successful, I have enough in savings to just get the floor done. I'm not getting the cool room in, I'm not insulating or finishing the rest of the building off this year. We're just getting the cement work done, hopefully. And then next year, I can hopefully get the cool room in or just do next steps, whatever that's gonna be, even plumbing. But for now, the first step is gonna be getting everything in here out. As you can see, there's a lot of junk accumulated in here. I used to store hay in here over the winter, so there's some old bales there. And then I closed out my storage unit last year, so I just brought all the stuff I had in storage here, put it in the outbuilding since I wasn't raising the livestock last year and I had the room because I didn't have hay going on. So before we cement, we gotta get gravel in here, more gravel in here, and compact it. But before we can get gravel in here, we gotta get all this stuff out. So that's what we're working on today after we do our morning chores. Dan's partner has come over here this morning to give me a hand with this big task. Of course, we gotta get this stuff out of here too, so the stuff we wanna keep from the outbuilding gets put here in the lean-to. It's gotta be stored somewhere. All the animals are taken care of outside. Let's just check on Willow real quick in the house. Willow! Hello, baby girl. How are you? The tomatoes. I've had this bag of tomatoes sitting on the floor of my living room for the last couple weeks from the tomato harvest. An early frost put an end to my tomato and tomatillo plants for the season. Today we're gonna see what we can salvage off the plants and harvest for making sauce. As you can see, there are a lot of green tomatoes. And on this plant over here, I actually have some that are ripening. My hope is that some of these green tomatoes, and I haven't even looked at my tomatillos yet, my hope is that some of them are gonna be salvageable and not damaged from freezing. And we can ripen them using the paper bag method. Now for these tomatoes, like here's the green one, and this one's in good shape actually. Doesn't have any cold damage on it, but it's so green. What am I gonna use this for? Yes, I'm from the South, but fried green tomatoes isn't really my thing. We're gonna put these tomatoes in this paper bag. Once I finish harvesting the tomatoes, the salvageable ones that is, and getting them in this bag, we're gonna fold the top over on it, which will trap in the gases that the fruit emits. So the fruit emits a gas that causes ripening. When the gas is trapped in the bag with all the other fruits emitting the gas, it helps all of them ripen faster. Bam! And there we have it. This bag is full. It's pretty heavy too. It's gotta be like 15 pounds. We're gonna put this smaller bag in this bigger bag so we can get the top to close in. Fold over. And we have some extra goodies here for the chickens this morning. These ones that were kind of funky. With that taken care of, I'll leave those tomatoes to hopefully ripen in that bag for a few days, and we'll check back, see how that works. We were supposed to check on them last weekend and turn the tomatoes into some kind of salsa, but the weekend got away from us. We didn't make it happen. So I'm a little concerned now about the condition of the tomatoes, so we're gonna check to see if they're still usable. Or even if they work, they could be still green. All right, I'll give you the honors.
Oh. That's a good sign.
Oh, yeah,
No.
not good. We have some.
Ooh.
Well, they all ripened. They're all red now.
We've got a couple. We
But
might have
there's
some
definitely
good
some
ones
ones that are turned. You got a leaky bag, a little moldy. Yeah, dang it.
We might be able to salvage some of these actually. There's just like a couple bad ones.
So the paper bag method definitely works. There are a lot of green tomatoes in there. They've all ripened, but we just let them go a little too long. So we'll definitely have to sort through them and see if we can salvage them. With that all taken care of, it's time to get to the outbuilding.
We need to get the trailer out and get back there and reorganize that stuff so that we have room for the other stuff.
Alright, so we'll do the lean-to, get that cleaned out, and then we can move stuff from the main outbuilding to the lean-to.
It's a better idea.
Well, we got this lean-to pretty well cleaned out and organized. It's looking much better. So now we're going to the outbuilding to tackle the big job. As you can see behind me here, we've made a ton of progress today. We've been at it for several hours, but we have a long way to go still. We still have that back corner there, obviously the chop saw, and then all this hay we need to get out. Dan's partner has things relocated into here and organized pretty nicely. We also made a trip to the dump and got rid of a ton of stuff. Like I said, we have a lot more work to do in there, but we're out of time for today because there is a dance tonight, and being that this young lady right here is my dance partner, I owe her a dance. All cleaned up into town. You ready to dance?
I'm ready.
Let's go. That dance was a lot of fun, but we hadn't been dancing in a while. Since the pandemic, there hadn't been any dances. That was the first one since everything got shut down earlier in the spring. Plus our group classes had been canceled, so we were a little rusty on the dance floor for sure. Did you check the eggs yet?
No.
Go see how many eggs we have.
1 egg.
1 egg.
Did you check them earlier?
No.
Our only egg.
Up until last week, we were getting 6 eggs a day. 6 chickens laying 6 eggs a day. It was pretty awesome. But all of a sudden, we've had some temperature changes, and with it moving into fall, of course, the daylight's a little bit shorter. So there's been a dramatic drop in production. I haven't made any more progress in here since the weekend. Definitely need to get on it. But after everything's out of here and before the gravel gets in here, we have to daylight in some conduit, some piping, so plumbing can be installed later, electric, that kind of thing. Oh, and a floor drain too. So where's that drain gonna go? We need to know before the gravel and cement get put in. I'm in the back left corner of the outbuilding, and I thought this might be a really good spot for the drain because outside the slope of the ground is going down this way, so if the drain goes out, it can go down. Of course, we'll have a grease trap and then put in some kind of gray water catchment on the outside too. So the electric to my house is right here. So I thought it'd be best to run the electrical over here. So we would just put in our sweep in there now, our conduit in there, right under here. But the contractor's gonna pour the concrete, said we need to check with the electrician first. I have to call into them, I haven't heard back yet. So we're kind of in a holding pattern on that.